Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to deal with some specific angles for trigonometric ratios. So far, you have dealt with general expressions as in sine theta, sine alpha, tan A, tan B, cos alpha, cos C, and all that. That means everything in terms of variables. But now we will be removing those variables and putting in the values of some angles along with the ratios such that it will become like sine 30, cos 45, tan 60, etc. Right? You can see a table on the screen and underneath questions. So this page is actually the summary that what we are going to do in this video. First, we are going to understand in detail that how we have calculated those values in the table. So starting with that, we have got an equilateral triangle on the screen. Means what we have is AB equals BC equals CA, right? Now, what we will do over here, that let each side be 2 units. Okay. I could have taken 1 also, but taking 2 is actually easy. As you can see, we have already having a perpendicular, right? Yahan pe AD is a perpendicular, right? So what does a perpendicular does in an equilateral triangle? It acts as the median also, and it divides the base into 2 equal parts, right? As I said, each side is 2 units, but AD being the perpendicular and the median, it actually divides the base into 2 equal parts, means DC will become 1 unit. Okay, now equilateral triangle hai, all the angles were 60 degree. This angle is 60, right? Now vertex A, that was also 60 degree. But now, since the perpendicular bisects the vertex in an equilateral triangle, so therefore angle DAC turns out to be 30 degree. So now just focus in a right angle triangle, which is ADC over here. Okay. Now, starting with the ratios, what we get? If I want the value of sine 60, sine means we are talking about perpendicular over hypotenuse, right? Oh, we have to calculate the perpendicular also, right? So first, let's quickly use Pythagoras theorem. Using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, one thing, why are we doing this? Does this proof it come in board? No. This proof, this understanding nowhere comes in none of the exams. But if you understand that how you have got these values, it is going to be better for your own self because it will become easier to memorize. Table pura हमें याद करना पड़ता है. There is no other shortcut. As you had learned tables in the primary classes of all the numbers 2 to 3, 4, 5, etc. In the same manner, you have to learn this table of trigonometric values for certain angles. But it is good if you understand how these values got calculated, right? So coming back to Pythagoras theorem, perpendicular square plus base square equals hypotenuse square. यहाँ पे perpendicular हमारे पास नहीं है. So I'll just continue with P. Base is 1, hypotenuse is 2. So what we get? Perpendicular square equals 4 minus 1, which is 3, and therefore perpendicular comes out to be root 3, right? Now I'm marking in the figure that the perpendicular is root 3. Okay, coming back to the ratios. The first one being sine 60. As of now, I will focus on only 60 degrees over here. Okay, so what is sine 60? Sine 60 is perpendicular over hypotenuse. Perpendicular means we have root 3 over 2. Okay. Next, cos 60. Cos 60 is base over hypotenuse. I am writing P over H, B over H intentionally so that whenever you see the video, these words will enter your mind and subconsciously you will learn. Okay. So B over H means we have 1 over 2. So cos 60 is half. Next, tan 60. Tan 60 is P over B. That means what we get is root 3 over 1, which is just root 3. Now the last 3 ratios, which is cosec 60. sec 60 and cot 60. I am writing these values directly because they are nothing but the reciprocals of sine, cos and tan respectively. So cos 60 becomes 2 by root 3 doing the reciprocal. Sec 60 becomes 2 by 1 reciprocal of cos, and the last cot reciprocal of tan, which is 1 by root 3. So we saw over here how to find the values of sine 60, cos 60, tan 60 and the remaining three ratios. As I said, I was focusing only on 60 degrees. But now we will be dealing with 30 degree. 30 degree ऊपर वाला angle है यहाँ पे angle DAC, right? So let's do that over here. What we get is sine 30. It is again P by H. किसी भी तरह से देखें, जो एंगल हम देख रहे होते हैं उसकी ऑपोजिट साइड हमारा परपेंडिकुलर होता है, राइट? तो अब P की वैल्यू क्या है? 1. हाइपोटेन्यूज तो सेम रहेगा एंड देयरफॉर sin 30 comes out to be half. Next, cos 30, P by H. Now what is the base according to 30? That is root 3. So it turns out to be root 3 by 2. Next, tan 30. Tan 30 is perpendicular over base. Perpendicular is 1, base is root 3, hence tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Now the remaining last three values, which are cosec 30, sec 30 and cot 30. Cosec 30 क्या हो जाएगा? Reciprocal of sine, which is 2. I'll write 2 by 1. 2 by 1, same thing. Sec 30, 2 by root 3. And the last cot 30, root 3 by 1. So just root 3. So on this screen, we have learned how to understand or how to calculate the values of all the 6 ratios for 30 degrees and 60 degrees. But in table, you have 0, 90 and 45 also, right? So now on the next screen, let's understand how to calculate for 45. Okay. Now what you can see on the screen, this is an isosceles triangle. पिछली वाली figure was a equilateral triangle. This is an isosceles triangle. An isosceles right angle triangle, that is where AB equals BC. अब अगर एक triangle isosceles भी है और right angle भी है, that means each of the angles, the what corner angles becomes 45, right? Okay. Now, what are the values? We will take the value of over here 1 unit and 1 unit. Isosceles है, it has to be same. So I have taken 1 unit over here. Now, we do not have the hypotenuse. So let's calculate using Pythagoras theorem. Right? Now, using Pythagoras theorem means P square plus B square equals H square. So what do we get? P is 1, B is 1, H is unknown. We get 2 equals H square and therefore root 2 comes out to be H. So I will just mark that on the hypotenuse in the figure. AC is root 2. Okay. Now let's start finding the values of the ratios for 45. So sin 45, P by H. P by H means 1 by root 2. Okay. Cos 45. अब यहाँ पे, okay, before I write cos 45, in this figure, ऊपर भी 45 है, नीचे भी 45 है. It is absolutely up to you. आप ऊपर वाले एंगल को रेफर करो या नीचे वाले एंगल को रेफर करो. Isosceles triangle है, same sides हैं, right? तो जिस भी एंगल को रेफर करोगे, उसकी opposite side is your perpendicular. उसके साथ टच करने वाली साइड, स्ट्रेट साइड, इज योर बेस एंड द स्लांट इज ऑलवेज हाइपोटेन्यूज. आई एम अगेन एंड अगेन टेलिंग यू दैट जिस भी एंगल को हम रेफर करते हैं उसकी ऑपोजिट साइड परपेंडिकुलर होती है और उसके साथ वाली साइड बेस होती है. ओके. तो अब cos 45 क्या बन जाता है? बेस ओवर हाइपोटेन्यूज, which is again 1 by root 2. Next, tan 45. tan 45 क्या होता है? P by B, perpendicular over base. What we can see, it is 1 by 1, hence just 1. It is 1. Next 3. So I will write cosec 45, reciprocal of sine. So it is root 2. Next, sec 45, reciprocal of cos. It is again root 2. Sine और cos 45 same थे, right? So अब क्या मिलता है last? Tan 45, oh sorry, not tan, but cot 45, right? Cot 45 क्या होता है? Reciprocal of tan. Tan 45 was already 1. So 1 का reciprocal is 1. So hence we have got the values of 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. Now let's quickly come back to the table and understand all the values. I'm going to highlight things over here. First, let's see sine. Let's see the row of sine. We will just focus on this value. Okay. So what is sine 0? Sine 0 is 0. Okay. This is what you need to learn. 30 we had calculated half. Sine 45 1 by root 2. Sine 60 root 3 by root 3 by 2. And sine 90 is 1. I have just copied this table from NCERT. Okay, these values remain same all over, right? Whichever book you refer, these values are same. The method to calculate them is same. You need to memorize. Now, एक easy way to understand, to learn, it's a trick, cos A, right? Sine की values और cos की values criss cross होती हैं. कैसे? Sine 0 0 है, cos 90 0 है. Sine 90 1 है, cos 0 1 है. Sin 30 is half, cos 60 is half. They are same. Okay. Then sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2. And hence they are same. And the last, sin 45 and cos 45. वो तो same ही है. Right. There are so many ways to learn. And there are few teachers who actually tell students that in your boards paper or in any other paper also, last sheet पे table बना लेना, उसमें values लिख लेना. But I do not recommend that. The reason being, you will keep on flipping the pages to see that table again and again. पेपर से पहले टेबल को अच्छी तरह से लर्न करो, वैल्यूज लर्न करो. क्यों? देयर आर मल्टीपल बेनिफिट्स. एक, वैल्यूज लर्न होती हैं क्वेश्चंस में सब्स्टिट्यूट करने के लिए. इट इज इजियर, इट इज क्विक, सेव्स योर टाइम. एंड ऑल्सो जब हम कोई चीज लास्ट पेज पे लिखते हैं तो उसको फ्लिप करने में कई बारी हमारी वैल्यूज गलत हो जाती हैं क्योंकि हम नोट गलत कर लेते हैं जल्दी में. पेपर में हमेशा हम पैनिक करते हैं, राइट? तो उस पैनिक सिचुएशन से बचने के लिए it is always recommended that you learn these values and then do the questions, attempt any paper after that. Do not just write down the table at the end and then keep on flipping your pages. Okay. Now, next, tan. Tan 0 is 0. There is another reason why tan 0 is 0. Because tan is sine by cos. Sine 0 है तो tan भी 0 हो गया. Okay. उसके बाद tan 30 की value is 1 by root 3. We had calculated. Tan 45 is 1. Tan 60 is root 3. We calculated 3 values, right? Now, the next different kind of value what we have over here in the table is tan 90. Tan 90 is not defined. क्यों not defined है ये? अभी मैंने बताया tan क्या होता है? Sin by cos. Sin क्या है हमारे पास यहाँ पे? Sin is 1. Sin 90 again. Sin 90 is 1. What is cos 90? 0. Any rational number having 0 as a denominator is not defined. Rational number की definition यही कहती है that q cannot be 0. Over here, our q is 0, right? Due to which tan 90 becomes not defined. Okay? और उसके बाद ये जो 3 set of values है, cosec, sec and cot, they are just the reciprocals of sine, cos and tan. यहां पे अगर आप ध्यान दो, what do we get? cosec a के लिए भी not defined लिखा है because sin 0 क्या है? 0. तो जब हम उसको रेसिप्रोकल करेंगे, 0 again goes in the denominator, due to which cosec 0 is not defined. And similarly, sec 90 is not defined. Cos 90 is 0. Cos 90 0 है तो हम 1 by 0 करेंगे, not defined. And the last cot 0. Cot 0 में क्या होता है? It is cos by sin. तो cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, again 1 by 0 makes it not defined. बाकी सारी values we have understood how to figure out for 30, 45 and 16. But the explanation given for with respect to the equilateral triangle and isosceles triangle is just for the understanding. You don't need to prove that anywhere, but it was just to make you understand that how these values have been calculated. I have been repeating time and again in the video that these explanations is just for the understanding. Now, we will start solving the questions based on these angles. And all the questions that we will see in this video are belonging to NCERT. Okay. So now, let's start. Yeah. So here is our first question, which is example 6 of NCERT. In a triangle ABC, right angle at B over here, AB is 5 centimeter, angle ACB is 30. Now what do we have? We have AB as 5 centimeter, angle ACB as 30 degree, right? We are supposed to determine the lengths of the sides BC and AC. एक side length given है हमें AB. We need to find BC and AC, right? So let's start with that. अब यहाँ पे हमारे पास क्या है? See, एक angle given है, एक side length है. There are two ways to do it. Let's see how. First, if I use sin 30 से मुझे क्या मिलता है? It is P by H, right? I have got the perpendicular, which is 5, but I don't know the hypotenuse. But I know the value of sin 30 from the table. Sin 30 is half. So I'm going to substitute the value of half over here. Perpendicular is 5 and the hypotenuse is unknown. We will just cross multiply and we get H as 5 into 2, that is 10. So I'm writing 10 over here. AC becomes 10, right? Now, we need to find BC. I said initially in this question that there are two methods. The first method, you use cos 30. Okay? Second method, you can use Pythagoras. But अभी टेबल नया सीखा है, वैल्यूज लर्न नहीं होंगी, सो पाइथागोरस थ्योरम इजी लगेगा. लेकिन जब वैल्यूज लर्न हो जाएंगी, बिलीव मी दैट applying the values is anytime easier and quicker method to do such questions because एक झटके में वो क्वेश्चन होता है. And how? What I write over here is cos 30. Cos 30 is V by H. Cos 30 की वैल्यू क्या होती है? Root 3 by 2. B is unknown. Hypotenuse हमने अभी निकाला. That was 10. And therefore, root 3 by 2 into 10 is your B, which comes out to be 5 root 3. It is as easier as that. When you practice these questions, try practicing it with substitution of the values from the table. Okay. So therefore, you will actually realize that yes, substituting the values is anytime quicker method than Pythagoras. So we have found both the values. Against the hypotenuse, I'm writing AC since they had asked in those terms. And against this B, I'm writing BC. Okay. Now, moving on to the next question. Guys, this question is highly important. You will find various versions of this question, not just in NCERT, but every book. In NCERT, I have picked up an example, but in the following exercise, that is 8.2, there is another question of the similar sort with respect to tan. Okay. Now, starting with this question, what does this question say? We are having sin A minus B as half, cos A plus B as half. Okay, ये क्या है? This is A plus B ranges from 0 to 90. यहाँ पे आपको एक range given है. मतलब A plus B की collectively value, sum की value, it can be as minimum as 0 and the maximum, sorry, not as minimum, but it is greater than 0. Okay, and it can be as maximum as 90. Also, we are given that A is greater than B. So now what we need to do? Find A and B. Okay. यहाँ पे एंगल की जगह पे ना हमें थीटा गिवन है, ना हमें कोई स्पेसिफिक एंगल गिवन है, बट वी आर गिवन अ कॉम्पोजिट रिलेशन विच इज a plus b and a minus b. So how do we do this? देखो sin a minus b है, आई एम जस्ट रीराइटिंग द गिवन एक्सप्रेशन हाफ. अब यहाँ पे साइन है, यहाँ पे हाफ है. रेफर टू द टेबल. साइन की वैल्यू हाफ कब होती है? इट इज एट 30 डिग्रीज. सो दैट मीन्स आइडियली यहाँ पे a माइनस बी की जगह 30 होना चाहिए था, राइट? मीन्स वी नो दैट साइन 30 इज हाफ. तो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया? आई हैव जस्ट रिप्लेस्ड a माइनस बी विथ 30. दैट मीन्स a माइनस बी इक्वल्स 30, right? Now, similarly, what we have? We have cos a plus b. It is again given to us as half. अब cos की वैल्यू हाफ कब होती है? 60 पे. Okay. So अब मैंने क्या कर दिया? a plus b को I replaced with 60. Right? And what do you see? We can see that we have actually formed two linear equations in two variables. That is a minus b equals 30 and a plus b equals 30. So solving 1 and 2. Okay. A minus b equals 30 and a plus b equals 60. I will do elimination. b got cancelled. 2a equals 90. अब क्या मिलता है मुझे? a equals 45. Right? I got the value of a as 45. Now we need to find b. So अब हम b कैसे करेंगे? Substitute a in first. Okay, I am substituting a in first. We get 45 minus b equals 30. अब यहां से क्या आ जाता है? b equals 15. और क्वेश्चन में क्या गिवन था? a is greater than b, right? और वही आया हमारे पास. So we have got the values of a as 45 degrees and b as 15. You can verify a minus b, 45 minus 15, 30, right? Sin 30 half tha. Then second relation was a plus b, 45 plus 15, 60, cos 60b half tha. And hence we have got the values. This question uses trigo. This question uses linear equation in two variables, right? And that is why it is an important question. Now, let's move to the next. Okay, here were the questions I had attached on the home screen also of this video, right? Because ये questions क्या represent कर रहे हैं? They are talking about just the substitution of values. Multiple तरह के relations given है, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but हमें सिर्फ substitute करना है. And we will be able to do them very quickly. Okay, provided you have actually learned the values. So let's start with the first one. I'm just rewriting the question first. I'm in a habit of writing the question always. And I actually recommend that yes, you should be doing that because it clears in the sense while writing also, your mind keeps on working and you kind of processes that what needs to be done. Okay. Sin 60. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2 cos 30. Again root 3 by 2 plus sin 30 is half, cos 60 is half. Okay, see, obviously, I have learned this table in my childhood. It's been so many years in teaching also. So I know these values by heart. It is actually more than kind of a heart. But the speed that I was doing, I would actually recommend that this should be the speed when you also solve these questions. Knowing these values is highly appreciated and highly useful where if you want to do these questions quickly. These are very easy questions and highly scoring also. Okay. So up root 3 into 2, root 3 into 2, क्या मिलता है? 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Answer is 4 by 4, that is 1. हो गया ना 1 minute में, right? It was just a 1 minute question. And the weightage is also just 1 mark. Okay. Now let's do the second question. It is already written on the screen. So let's start with that. 2 tan square 45. Okay. अब square है यहाँ पे. It means 45 का square नहीं हो रहा, but tan 45 का पूरा square हो रहा है. tan 45 की वैल्यू क्या होती है 1, सो उसका स्क्वायर है. ओके, cos 30, इट इज cos स्क्वायर 30, तो cos 30 की वैल्यू क्या होती है √3/2, उसका स्क्वायर है. देन sin 60, sin 60 is also √3/2, that is also getting squared. So we have 2 plus 3/4 minus 3/4. They got cancelled. The value is just 2. Simple. Now, moving on to the next. Cos 45 over sec 30 plus cosec 30. Okay. Cos 45 was 1 by √2. Sec 30. Sec किसका reciprocal होता है? Cos का. So cos 30 was √3/2. Therefore, it is 2 by √3. Cosec 30. Reciprocal of sin 30, which is half. So it is 2 by 1. Now we have to solve. I am keeping the numerator as it is, and this becomes 2 plus 2 √3 whole by √3. Now 1 by √2 into √3 by 2 plus 2 √3. I have taught in the previous videos a method a by b over c by d. I am just following that. Okay, fraction को flip करना. Now what we can see, we are having roots in the denominator. So we actually need to rationalize this one. So what do we get? √3 over 2 √2 plus 2 √6. That means we need to do 2 √2 minus 2 √6. Right? So what we have over here now, 2 √2 minus 2 √6. It is giving me 2 √6 minus 2 √18 over 2 √2 का square, that is 8. 2 √6 का square, that is 24. Okay, so what are we having? Numerator में 2 √6, 18 क्या होता है? 18 is 3 √2. So it gives me 6 √2 over 8 minus 24 is minus 16. Hence, and I can see I have got 2 as a common factor in numerator and denominator. I'll remove that and I'll also take minus up. I'm going to do now 2 steps together. Minus को ऊपर लेके जाऊंगी और 2 as a common factor I'll cancel out. So my answer comes out to be 3 √2 minus √6 over 8. This is your final answer. I have told earlier also, in Trigo, whenever you're solving a question and you get roots in the denominator, rationalization is compulsory. Okay. Now, the next one. Sin 30. Sin 30 is half. Tan 45. 1. Cosec 60. Cosec 60 means sin 60 का reciprocal. It is 2 by √3. Okay. And then what we have? Sec 30. Sec 30 क्या होता है? That is √3/2. Oh, sorry. It is 2 by √3. Cos 60. Cos 60 is half. Cot 45 is 1. Right? So we need to solve taking up LCM in the numerator and the denominator. It comes out to be √3 plus 2 √3 minus 2, and the denominator was 2 √3 over 4 plus, oh yeah, it was supposed to be 4 as well. Right? So we have 4 plus √3 plus 2 √3 divided by 2 √3. Now over here we have same denominators got cancelled. Right? क्या मिलता है हमारे पास? 3 √3 minus 4, and then we have 3 √3 plus 4. Rationalizing. Class 10th में rationalizing is very easy. You have done plenty of questions in class 9th, right? Numerator में we are having a square, a minus b whole square. So 3 √3 का square plus 4 का square minus 2 into 3 √3 into 4. Denominator में क्या मिल रहा है हमें? 3 √3 का square, that is 27 minus 16. So now what do we get? We need to just a moment. So what do we get over here? 3 √3 का square is 27 plus 16 minus we have 8 into 3, that is 24 root 3. In denominator, we had 27 minus 16, which is 11. Now, the final answer. And that is 27 plus 16 is 43 minus 24 root 3 over 11. Okay. Let's do the last part quickly. So what we have is 5 cos square 60. Cos 60 is half. So square. Then sec 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So it becomes 2 by root 3 whole square. Then tan 45 is 1. So 1 square over. Sin 30 is half. So square of half. Then cos 30. Cos 30 is, again, we have just used over here sec 30. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So square of root 3 by 2. Now, let's open the brackets. We get 5 by 4. Then 2 by root 3 square gives us 4 by 3. And we have got the 4 outside. So it becomes 16 by 3. Minus 1 over 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. What I can see in the denominator, we have 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. So that makes it 4 by 4. And hence, the denominator just appears to be 1 over here. So now in the next step, I am not going to continue with the denominator, but let's calculate with the calculations for numerator. The LCM comes out to be 12. So it becomes 15. Then 4 times 16 is 64. And the last minus 12. Now what we get? 15 minus 12 is 3. And 3 plus 64 is 67 over 12, being your final answer. So in this video, we started with how to evaluate the values for all the specific angles in the table using equilateral triangle and isosceles triangle. Then after that, we also learned how to substitute these values in all the NCERT questions with respect to angles. I hope you have understood everything. So do hit the like button and happy learning.